3, 2, 1. Swearing-in ceremony for Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister of MS State, India.
Common person.
Common person la vandu uluvanga ole namakku. Government marigila pressure la. idha 5 irukku.
இல்ல சரி யார் இல்ல சரி மைக் கொண்டு
சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிட்டு லட்சுமணன் ஒரே விஷயம் தான் நடக்குது. சேஞ்ச் பண்ணியாச்சு ரெண்டுமே நான் இந்த ரிட்டர்ன் காப்பி பண்ணதா சோ ரெண்டுமே
as the who is going to do.
So who is going to be chief minister?
I am the deputy CM and Dakshinana is the CM.
So Mr. Dakshin Siddharth of PDA is officially installed as the Chief Minister of MS State. So the Governor will take over in terms of the swearing-in ceremony formal procedures.
I do stay in the government of MS State.
நீ ஆய் அப்படின்னு ஒன்று அவன் தான் அதை படிக்கணும். நீ ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஒவ்வொன்றா படிக்கும்போது அவன் படிப்பான். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃபியூ ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் அவன் படிக்க விட்டுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் மற்ற நீ படிச்சு முடிச்சு. ஸோ யூ ஹேவ் டு repeat the first few lines. 3, 2, 1, go.
I do swear in the name of
Manikandan sir solemnly affirm that I do bear true faith and allegiance.
I would like to solemnly announce in the name of MS State, India, which was Manikandan Sundaresan, MS State.
I do swear in
the name of
MS State, India, solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance.
Okay.
To the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India. That I will faithfully and by heart discharge my duties as a minister for the state.
only sentence break பண்ணி
அதுக்கெல்லாம் டைம் இல்லை.
For the state of, and that I will do a right to all manner of people in accordance with the Constitution and the law without fear or favor, affection or ill will.
So as a governor, your thoughts towards the public, because I am the Lok Sabha representative. So may I kindly request you, the governor, to tell us what kind of expectation or what you expect from PDA as a general president. How would they serve our state?
So I hope that they need to give some justice to the people, sir, not like other politicians. They should not cheat people, sir. They need to give whatever they just said to their people, sir. They will do what they have done.
So PDA, would you like to affirm and kind of giving a verbal affidavit of what the governor is saying about the hopeful thinking about your party's formalities?
Sir, I strongly believe that we'll be able to give back much to the people because they are the ones who have put us here, and I'm 200% sure that we will not disappoint them, and we'll execute our plans as soon as possible.
So we are going to have, after the swearing ceremony, we are going to have the first ever parliament discussion tomorrow, and people from Delhi are coming, 4 ladies who are going to be the Rajya Sabha chair people. They are going to come. They are going to be in this particular zone, very much in this building. You are going to be there, and the opposite parties, IJP is going to be there, and HOD will also be here. HOD is the third, votes winner. So tomorrow we are expecting a lot. As a Lok Sabha representative, I would like to say that you have to give a promising, guaranteed statement tomorrow in the parliament, so that the people are really convinced for the votes. Because we understand that you will not win with a major kind of a difference, only a marginal amount of difference of 1,000 votes. So you have to make us feel confident.
Yeah, sure.
So any other point, Dora, you would like to
Sir,
say?
we have another vote to say.
Another vote to say. Okay, good.
So you're also curious with this.
You will not repeat that. You will not repeat. இதில் ஒரே ஒரு கீர்த்தனா வந்து இப்போ தான் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறோம் படிக்கிறது.
I, Dakshin Siddharth, do swear in the name of God or solemnly affirm that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person or persons any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as a minister for the state of MS State, as may be required for due discharge of my duties as such minister.
Right, so thank you once again. The Parliament wants to hear a very good round of applause for Chief Minister Darshan and more than basically wood, sir.
Sir, we are in this together.
Right, that's nice. Thank you. Now please. No, this is enough. That's it. Eh? இப்போ பிரஸ்ல யாருக்கு கேட்பேன் எல்லாரும் பார்லிமெண்ட்ல உட்காந்துருக்கோம்
பிரச்சனை அந்த
பிரஸ் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் ஓகே ஒரு பிரஸ் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் சீக்கிரம் சொல்லலாம் யார் யார் பிரஸ் ஆக்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க எவ்ரிபடி சரி அப்போ நீங்க வந்து இப்படி இங்க வந்து உட்காந்துக்கோங்க கேர்ள்ஸ் கொஞ்சம் பின்னாடி வச்சுக்கோங்க இந்த பக்கம் தக்ஷன் சித்தார்த் பிரணவ் வேதவர்ஷன் நவலன் ரித்தன் அண்ட் கிருஷ்ணன் நீங்க இருப்பீங்க நீங்க எல்லாருக்கும் பிரஸ் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் போஸ்ட் எலெக்ஷன் பிரஸ் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் ஓ நீ பிரஸ் இருக்கீங்க அப்ப ஹெச்ஓடி வேணும் நீ என்ன பண்ற நீ வா நீ பிரஸ் நீங்க உட்காரு யார் போட்டுங்க இல்ல இல்ல நீங்க ஒரு மூணு பேர் பெஞ்ச் உட்காரு டேய் ஐஜே நீங்க பின்னாடி பெஞ்ச் உட்காரு ஐஜே வி பார்ட்டி behind the video party
You have to be there. Yes, are you sure? Okay, okay.
பிரஸ் இருக்கீங்களா
Sir, this press, I want to talk. Sir, press con,
you're not press so Kiran you would like to be a press as well
Okay, sir.
so we have a press member in the video conferencing mode as well. She's an Indian journalist from United States of America. Right. The press. Kiran, are you able to see Navalan, Varshan, Pranav and Darshan Siddharth, or do you want someone to move aside?
No, sir, it's okay, sir. I can see
It's okay. Okay, right. Done. Right, so I am the press administrator. Yeah, your first questions to the opposition party IJP, please.
So, sir, why do you think you have not won the election, sir?
Nice question, sir. Strong question. My question.
1, 2, 3.
So basically, we think that we have not won the election because, as we mentioned in various of our campaigning events, that simply because the people feel like we are not the correct fit for the state right now, and that does not mean that the same will be the case in another 5 years when the next election comes. We'll see. Do you want to please have
As my partner rightly mentioned, this is not the right time as people think, and we will
Party colleague.
Okay, sir.
Partner bala party
Okay, sir.
எல்லாரும் வச்சுக்கோங்க party
As my party colleague mentioned rightly, that this is not the right time to rule, and we will bring some new ideas and new innovative things better next time, so that we make sure that we are going to lead the country, state next time.
But people basically feel that we have been lost only with a narrow and a very marginal kind of difference. So don't you subconsciously feel that it is also a victory for you?
Sir, as we feel most of them just supported us and supported ideas, sir, so we feel happy for them, and we will just bring more innovative ideas to attract many of them and make them and just build a confidence with everyone that we will just ensure their valuable vote casted, we will not let them down, and we will definitely rule next time and make some changes. It's going to be really different from any other parties.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A question now to be narrowed down towards PD.
Sir,
Yes, Mr. Prabhu.
so in your campaign we hear that you are converting the MS state into a smart city, like a smart state. It was planned like that, the 5-year plan. So will it happen, and how much income will take? How much money will it take?
So we want to give joy to the state because the state has seen only suffering for a long period of time, and we want, if you break down our 5-year plan, we have couple of plans for villages and a couple of plans for cities. So I think we don't require a humongous amount of money to do this because it's a gradual process. We're going to do everything step by step. We're not going to do anything overnight. So I don't think a lump sum amount of money will be spent at once. So we're going to go step by step, and we're going to utilize the 5 years, year by year. We'll go year by year.
Okay, so yeah, quickly finish. The next question is going to be from Ms. Kiran Nandita, who is asking the question in the video conference mode, and she has expressed her desire to ask a question to Ajay. After you
So
finish.
as I mentioned before, we're going to make many small shops like for
Nitin, shh. Nitin, yeah, நீ பேசுனீங்க அப்புறம் பேச வேண்டியது. Yeah.
So as I mentioned before, we told, and we are going to make small shops for the city since we didn't have a lot of good facilities.
அதான் பேசுறேன். நீ கொஞ்சம் இந்த மைக் எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் விட்டுறீங்களா? அவனுக்கு புரிஞ்சுக்கணும், நீங்க மைக் எல்லாம் விட்டு கொஞ்சம் நல்லா பேசுங்க.
Since this state
very
didn't
India
have
Australia captain postmaster in the best actually nalla basic
Since we didn't have a lot in the state, there was no a lot good facilities. We thought of bringing few small shops and getting water is what he has mentioned. As mentioned before, we are going also get proper water for this country, and our 5-year plan is going to be executed.
okay right
And again, I'm telling, we are in this together.
right Ms. Kiran, now you can get off with your question towards Ajay.
Thank you, sir.
She has a mic.
So, members of IJP, I have a question for you. My question is that if you had a chance of doing this again, how would you change your presentation so that it would be more convincing for the people to vote?
You're next.
Last question.
Can you repeat the question? 31-year-old old man Vedavarsan is asking you to repeat the question.
Okay, sir, no problem, sir. If you were given the chance of doing this again, how would you change your presentation so it will be more convincing for the people to vote for you?
We are not going to change anything in our presentation. We are going to add some new things in our presentation. We are going to be same always. Win or lose, we don't care about that, but we will just keep on asking questions to the ruling party. Hope it will make them just make some new ideas. We want a good service for the people. I don't care who does it, but I think we have some innovative ideas. Next time we will do that properly. We will do it next time. And anyone rules that I need some service for the people. I think the ruling party now, Chief Minister Dakshin and Vice Chief Minister Pranav sir will do that successfully. So
Pranavji,
Pranavji and our Dakshin ji will do it. I think they do it successfully. So
इस बार मोदी सरकार
अभी के बाद ट्रम्प सरकार यार को बुरी लग रही है
सरकार yes now
So as my colleague mentioned, ma'am, you asked what you change in it, and right now we presented, using your own words, we presented what we thought was what we thought the state wanted, and they presented something what we now see that the state needed more, and the only thing I think we would change is that to take more of the public's opinion and to actually truly at the core of it understand what the public needs. That's it. Thank you.
right, so thank you, that was really a clear answer. Now Mohammed Anas from the New Indian Express is going to ask a question to PD.
How will you develop cities and villages, and how many months will it take to develop?
Sir, thank you for the next one. This is a gradual process which will involve each and every day. We utilize each and every day out of the 5 years that we have, 5-year term in our office. So we have to start step by step, as I said, and please don't expect changes to happen overnight. It will take a period of time. I can guarantee that by 2025, I I can guarantee that by 2025 you could see a new state which is brimming with confidence, which is brimming with development and progress, and which is brimming with new ideas. And if we start the change in our state, slowly other states will also start changing because change is contagious.
Okay.
And we hope that
Sorry to interrupt, they are seriously running out of time for a parliament meeting, and Mr. Ritin Nitish would like to ask a question. And within that, we are going to close the press conference and we are straight away heading to the parliament. Yes, sir.
Okay, to my cameraman.
Okay, sir.
Oh, wait, no.
Yes, sir. I'll take it.
So sir, my question to you is that, so how much space do you have? The space means acres, the land you own, except not in MS state, but some other place. How much acres?
The public also wants to know, thanks to the question by Mr. Ritin Nitish, what are the kind of resources that you are having as a large resources to execute these kinds of voluminous plans? You should be having funds, you should be having the land, you should be having the basic amenities for making all this. So as Mr. Prabhatia asked, an ordinary kind of a state has to be converted into a smart state. It requires a lot of logistical support. Where are you going to get the logistical support from? Are you going to get it from Tata companies, Reliance companies or Birla companies? Who is going to help you out?
Where is the space for that?
There is a space for that because in our own Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, we have got a lot of lands that are not even approved with the DTP, and there are a lot of lands that are not even into the proper legislative registration into the state province. So we have got such disputes going on, and people are really having a lot of trouble after the GST has been established. So what is your primary smile factor for a common man who is in LIG? When I say LIG, I mean low income group. A low income group person, a person who is earning just 6,000 per month, is earning 5,000 per month. How do you think PD is going to bring smile onto his face?
So what we thought is, sir asked how are we going to bring smiles on the people who are only earning 60,000 per month. As I said, not only, so we don't have a lot of space, that is true, but there is some space left in an estate. So if we build 2-3 dams or shops, we can earn money with that, and with that we can make more space in an estate, and we can start constructing more. So even the people who don't have a good job can come to a office that we are building also.
It's a tax.
Yeah.
Only they,
Here, last question.
without tax, how you will build dams?
Without money.
And how you will
Think பண்ணா இந்த எக்ஸசைஸ் அதுக்காக உன்னுடைய மார்ஜின் ஆஃப் திங்கிங் அப்படிங்கறத நீதி உடைச்சு அவுட் ஆஃப் தி பாக்ஸ் திங்க் பண்ண அதுதான் இந்த எக்ஸசைஸ் லேர்னிங் சும்மா சொல்லு இல்ல ரைட் ஆன்சர் ராங் ஆன்சர்லாம் ஒண்ணும் இல்ல சூப்பர் நேச்சுரல் சூப்பர் ஃபினிஷ் ஏதாவது ஒன்னு சொல்லு.
So as we told that the shops are going to be coming first, so after this we're not going to build so many dams. It's just like 2-3 dams. I know that is going to be a lot of cost, but as I told, we have a little space in the MS state, so we can build.
Last question.
So if you want money only, you can build 2 or more dams. What? Sir, I didn't finish. I was going to do.
அப்படிதான் பிரஸ் இருக்கும். பிரஸ் வந்து நீ சொல்ற ராமாயணத்தை உட்கார்ந்து கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. அடிச்சு தட்டிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. ஒருவே நீ பாஸ் பண்ணு.
So
அது பேர் தான் பிரஸ். உன பிரஸ்
So we're going to build the shops, small shops, but with really good manufactured products. So with that we will earn money, and we will try to build a dam.
You don't need my approval. You just keep filing the question. Last 1 minute of questions.
shops are not important for people. They need hospitals and schools.
And one more question: how will you buy the land for the shopping malls?
And one more question. Is there a possibility to go on with a common alliance with IJP so that you four can be merging up and this HOD will be the only opposition party?
And the last and final question.
Last and final question. No. Yeah, Prabhu. Sumar.
So, the employees or you will recruit for the building purpose, is it from the other countries or in India there are this employees, so will you recruit the Indian employees?
So let's come for the part. He asked about the money, and I have happened for you all. I just submitted the 5-year plan yesterday to the PM, and he has approved it. So he'll give us a fund for the 5 years, and if it works out, if you look at each and every plan of us, it gives a GDP return to the country. So our country's GDP will have some sort of benefit, right? So the PM firmly believes that if he puts in his money, like puts in the center's money, the central government's money.
Fund enough?
Yeah, it's enough.
We
It's enough.
also have a little money. Please don't think that we don't have money. We also have a little more money. So the fund we got, it is perfect.
It's
Yeah.
a low
You're heading from the income tax. You're heading from the income tax.
Sir, it's the tax money that we get from.
No. We have the kind of confidence that you are not going to be rated by income tax because a new party that has set a government is not going to be there.
And so we cannot put in our own money. That is not.
Right, okay, so the press conference is officially over. And Kiran Nandita, you have one last question. Would you like to finish up the proceedings by asking the last question before we go to the final proceeding of this entire activity called as the parliament discussion?
Yes, sir, my question, I would like to point my question towards PDA, sir.
PDA get ready. Yes, go.
Okay, sir. So members of PDA, I'm asking the same question again. When I was asking it then, you were trying to convince us, but now that you're actually elected, I want to know what your first step and how will you guarantee this step? Like, what's your first step now that you're in position, and how will you guarantee you doing that?
So you're asking about our first plan, right? For 2021?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, it's about water. We are facing a severe water scarcity, and I mentioned the statistics too. Couple of years back, about 2 lakh people died due to access to unsafe water. So we are going to break that by the innovative measures that I mentioned, like low-cost filters, water shares, and all those sort of things. Water wheel, which was invented by Indians in 4000 BC. So we're going to do all that, and by the end of 2021.
That's a very valid point.
Thanks.
4000 BC.
So by the end of 2021.
Water wheel, Bahubali Bandha Nampa.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, movies it.
வாட்டர் வீல் 4000 BC-ல கண்டுபிடிச்ச இந்தியன்ஸால கண்டுபிடிக்கப்பட்ட ஒரு விஷயத்தை அந்த படத்தை காமிச்சிருக்காங்க. Don't you think it's an historical entity? அதுதான் வாட்டர் வீல். அதை வந்து நீ கொண்டு வந்திருக்கேன். அது a bonus point for PDS. Final discussion. Data, good data. Yeah. அதாவது வந்து பெரிய giant wheel concept தான். Giant wheel concept ரோல் அவுட் பண்ணுவாங்க. அது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா வாட்டர் ஸ்பிளாஷ் ஆகும். Windmill concept, giant wheel concept. பாக்ஸ்ல கேலன்ஸ்ல வச்சு வாட்டர் ஸ்பிளாஷ் ஆகும். அந்த வாட்டர் வந்து கிராப் ஃபீல்ட்ஸ்க்கு அப்புறம் பேசிக் சானிட்டரி நீட்ஸ்க்கு தான் அவங்க யூஸ் பண்ணிப்பாங்க.
So the water wheel is especially for the villages. So in the first couple of years, we are going to focus on the village development, and in the next 2 or 3 years, we will focus on cities. Like I mentioned, pollution control in 2023. So all that policies will come. But our first step is, lessening the number of deaths caused due to the access to unsafe water.
Nice answer, sir.
No, last question for which you can answer. Yes, one last question. Kiran, that was a smart question. I really appreciate that.
Good question.
Yes, you can question.
So in the village there is no water in the river. So what will you do for the farmers for water?
Yeah, even if you are going to execute a plan, we are not having the proper allocation of water.
Sir, so that's what we have. One second. That's why we have devices known as water sphere, and we have lots of other things to do as well. So it will take a span of about 12 months to make sure that there's proper rain here, so that the rivers are regenerated, because we don't have much perennial rivers here. That's rivers that remain filled throughout the year. There are very few perennial rivers, and most of the rivers are rain dependent. So we're going to do as much as possible to bring, to conserve the environment here so that more rains can come.
Yes, and with the kind of the limited resources that we are currently having, broken resources, they might be dealing it with, perhaps this is a high time that they are going to give more privilege and weightage to the farmers, and they are bringing the power farmers at the upfront. and they will be coming next time.
And rather than depending on rivers and other sources, we can also reuse the water by low cost filtration, and clinical tests have shown that it's as safe as the fresh water.
Okay, so we are having the last proceeding. You want to add something? Finish off quickly. And Prabhu Aditya, as a press in charge, will finish up with the statement.
So the water which is getting filtered, we will give a lot of a big amount of water, especially for the farmer.
To reiterate this point,
They can make a path. So they can make a path for each plant where they want the water to flow. So they can get a proper amount of water for whichever plant they want by the path that they make. So we are giving the water, and they can make the proper path so they can get the water for the plant.
Agreed. So, yes, sir.
All members from our press side do well in your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me set the settings for the final round of this young politicians in Anand State. Member of Rajya Sabha chairperson should be there in the middle. Pick up your chairs and sit comfortably. And PDA will be over here. HOD and IJP opposition parties over there. Come on.
So what happened right there, sir?
Public வந்து நான் public
Sir, what happened? Okay, sir, there was a big fight going on here.
Yeah, the most renowned Rajya Sabha members who are supposed to be holding a very big responsibility.
We can be like mixed like
Sir, that's also nice.
Sir, so we'll segregate the people.
Sir, what else?
Hey, உட்கார்ந்துடா டைம் PDA has involved some members, like they have taken Muhammad Anas. Unnode name எப்படி pronounce பண்ணுவோம்? Anas. Okay. So they have taken Anas as a home minister, and Prabhu Aditya, they are going to give a designation from Prabhu Aditya as well. So you four persons can come and sit over here. Chairs எடுத்து உட்கார்ந்துங்க, இல்ல பெஞ்ச் உட்கார்ந்தா இது எப்படி Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, Health Minister, Home Minister, Finance Minister. Kiran.
Sir, external affairs.
Kiran. Dakshin Siddharth. Okay, hello, Dakshin Siddharth is the Chief Minister. Pranav, Deputy Chief Minister. Muhammad Anas, Home Minister. Prabhu Aditya, Health Minister. Kavinraj Neezupatia. இந்த கட்சியா
இங்கப்பா.
எந்த கட்சி?
வாய் தான் பேசு அப்போ அங்கே போ இங்கே வந்து பிரச்சனை பண்ணுறேன் Kaviraj, Finance Minister, and you are also now in this sequence, spinning off as External Affairs Minister. Okay?
Okay, sir.
And chairpersons of Rajya Sabha, Mitra, Kalpita, Kirtana, and Vishnupriya. Chairperson, opposition party chairperson, Vedavarsan, and along with Vedavarsan, it's Navalan, HOD Krishnan, HOD Ritan, and there is one more person, that is Nitin. Nitin is also the ex-official of IJP, and I am the Lok Sabha chairperson.
Oh.
So, let me first explain what is going to happen.
There's a speaker from Nigeria.
Parliament discussion எங்கேயா பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா?
Yes, sir. Pass it, sir.
எப்படி இருக்கும்?
Sir, all will be, there will be nice for all.
இன்டென்ஸா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களா இல்ல டீசென்ட்டா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களா?
தூக்கி போய் வீசுறாங்க சார்.
ராஜ்யசபால ஒரு ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணாச்சு ப்ரொசீஜர்.
The most worst way of formal discussion happening அப்படிங்கிறது ஆப்போசிஷன் பார்ட்டிக்கு ரூலிங் பார்ட்டிக்கு பெரிய சண்டை நடக்கும்.
Their mistakes we will tell like.
அவங்க பிளான் சொல்லுவாங்க, இந்த பிளான்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு ஃப்ளா கண்டுபிடிச்சு பேசிட்டே இருப்பாங்க ஆப்போசிஷன் பார்ட்டி. ஓகே, இதுல சவுண்ட் அதிகமா கொடுக்காம எவன் ஒருத்தன் டெப்ஃபுல்லா பேசுறானோ அவன் தான் ஜெயிப்பான். சவுண்ட் கொடுக்குறவன் எவன் வேணாலும் கொடுக்கலாம். பட் யார் டெப்ஃபுல்லா மீனிங்ஃபுல்லா பேசுறாங்களோ, உதாரணத்துக்கு let me give you some political scenario.